conditions or conditional statements for the grammar of this unit. Generally we refer to as conditionals. Okay. Now what are these conditionals? How are we to recognize them and all? We will look at. Understood? Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So in today's topic, we will be looking at if conditionals. What is the topic? What is the topic?
If conditional.
If conditionals. Right. Now, before we get into that, read out the first sentence. If it rains, the lawn gets wet. What is the second sentence?
If you could have done it if you had tried hard.
You could have done it if you had tried hard. Third one.
You will be informed if the meeting is delayed.
Right. Okay. Now, can I split these sentences into two parts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I make if it rains into one part? Maybe I'll take it blue. And the lawn gets wet into other part. You could have done it. I'll make it one part. If you had tried hard into another part. You will be informed into one clause. If the meeting is delayed is the other clause, right? Can I make it into two different clauses? As we discussed earlier, clause is what, children? A group of words when put together, it is making some meaning. It is called as a clause. Now, did I divide the sentence into two clauses? The given sentences? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Now, look at this. If it rains, the lawn gets wet. You could have done it if you had tried hard. You will be informed if the meeting is delayed. In these two clauses, one clause is having if. The word if, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
That part of the sentence where the clause is having if word, I call it as if clause. Okay, we'll put this in quotes. And the other part of the sentence wherein there is no if clause, you call it as main clause. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the main clause, which is the if clause? Now in second sentence, tell me which is the main clause?
You could have done it.
Good. Usually main clause is denoted as MC. And what is the if clause?
If you had tried hard.
Third sentence, what is the main clause?
You will be informed.
And what is the if clause? What is the if clause in the third sentence?
If the meeting is delayed.
Right. Till here, did you all understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In a sentence, how are we dividing into two clauses? And those divided clauses, how are we identifying which is the main clause and which is the if clause? Am I clear till here, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
I want everyone to respond, not only Akshaya.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now in grammar we have 5 if conditionals. 5 if conditionals. Zero condition, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional, and mixed conditional. These are the 5 if conditionals that we have. Understood? Now, having understood what if condition is, like what an if clause is, we will try to understand what are the different 5 if conditionals. Clear? Yes, children. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
We first have zero condition. Now, how do I identify zero conditional is whenever my if clause is in simple present and my main clause is also in simple present. When both my if clause and main clauses are in simple present tense and the sentence is talking about real situations and their results, which will always remain true. Such sentences, I call them as zero conditional sentences. For example, look at this sentence. If you heat ice, it melts. If wind blows, trees move. Or I'll make it more. Okay. If wind blows, branches move. Right? Now tell me first, is the situation real?
Yes, ma'am.
When we are heating ice, if we heat ice, it melts. Is this a real situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now, will the result change? Like if I'm heating ice now, it is melting. If I heat ice in the future, will it freeze? Yes, children. Will the result change? If I heat ice now, it is melting. If I heat it in the future, will it change?
No.
It remains the same. If wind blows, branches move. Isn't the sentence true, real situation? Am I
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about something fictional?
No.
No, right. So that is the first thing I need to check. How is my sentence? If it is a real situation and the result is always remaining the same, then I check on to the given condition for zero condition. What is it? If clause should be simple present, main clause also should be simple present. Here, if you heat ice, simple present. It melts, simple present. If wind blows, simple present. Branches move, simple present. Isn't it?
Yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
it, children? So this sentence will become my zero if conditional statement or zero if conditional sentence. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now try to give me more examples for zero if condition. Think of real situations where the result is always true and try to put it in this. If simple present, main clause also simple present. Yes, try to give me an example for zero conditional now.
If I beat you, you will bleed.
That cannot be true always. Maybe once
If I
I will, twice I will, third time I will not bleed.
If I
if
poke
I
you.
Come on. Yes.
if I throw a pen, it will fall.
Okay. If you throw a pen, it will fall. Fine. But even that is not a possible situation. Always. Maybe someone will catch it.
But it is falling, no, ma'am. It's going up and it's coming down.
Okay. By the way, one more thing you can do is, there's another way of testing for zero conditional. If you are replacing if with the word when, and still there is no change in the meaning of the sentence, you can call it as zero condition. Like when you heat ice, it melts. Is there any change in the meaning?
No, ma'am.
When wind blows, branches move. If wind blows, branches move. Any change?
No, ma'am.
Right? So that is zero conditional. Understood? Children,
Yes, ma'am.
shall we move on to first conditional statements now?
Yes, ma'am.
Here, first look at the structure given. If clause should be in if plus simple present form, main clause should take will plus infinitive. What is infinitive? What is infinitive? You learnt in your first year. Non-finite verbs, three kinds. Infinitives, gerunds, and participles. What is infinitive? Infinitive is the V1 form of the verb, the basic form. Eat, eaten, ate. Eat is the infinitive form. Take, took, taken. Take is the infinitive form. Understood? What is infinitive now? Did you understand? Children? Respond, ma. Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. So first conditional, how do I check? A sentence should be a possible future condition and its possible future result. And the structure should be if clause, if plus simple present, main clause, will plus infinitive. For example, if it rains, I will come tomorrow. If I'll see her, I will tell her. Right? Now what is happening? A possible future condition and its possible future result. If it rains, I will come tomorrow. If I'll see her, I will tell her. Isn't it future condition and its future possible result? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? No. If plus simple present, if it rains, simple present. Will plus infinitive, will plus come. If I'll see her, simple present. Will plus infinitive, will plus tell. Will come, will tell, will plus infinitive. Is it satisfying the given condition?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Such sentences, I term them as first if conditional sentences. Understood? Here, possible future situation, possible future result. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Shall we move on to the second conditional now?
Yes, ma'am.
second conditional. Now what this says, if should be in simple past and the main clause should take either would, might or could, like any of those plus infinitive form. And these are usually imaginary and real conditions and their results. For example, if I had his number, I would call him. If I were you, I would not go. Right? Simple past, if I had his number. Isn't it simple past, had? I would call him. Would plus infinitive. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were you. Simple past, were. I would not go. Would. It can be would not or would. But check for would plus infinitive form. Infinitive is go. Isn't it? Isn't this hypothetic? Imagining, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the second conditional. When the situation is hypothetic, unreal or imaginary, and if clause is in simple past, main clause is taken of would or might or could, plus infinitive, it is second conditional. Understood? Boys?
Yes, ma'am.
I know it is little confusing, but you just focus, you will be clear about it. I'm going very slow, that's why. If you want me to go even slow, let me know. Understood the first three conditions? 0, first and second. Once go through all these three and let me know if you have any doubts.
Ma'am, here in first condition, if plus simple present, why is becoming a possible future condition?
Be clear, Ma, you're not audible. Your voice is not audible.
Ma'am, in first condition, if plus simple present, ma'am, first one. So why
Yes.
it is becoming a possible future condition?
No,
Yeah.
only if that happens, you can talk about the result. No. See, only if it rains, I will come tomorrow. I'm not sure if it will rain or no, isn't it? I'm talking about the possibility in the future. If I will see her, I will tell her. I still didn't see her. If I will see her. Isn't it? Isn't it future?
Yes, ma'am.
So I will tell her. That is again, if I'm seeing her, I will tell her. Both are future. For future possible condition, future possible result. That's all.
Yes, ma'am.
Students, shall we move on to the third condition?
Yes, ma'am.
Third conditional. Here, what is the rule saying? If clause should be in past perfect and the main clause should be in would have plus past participle form. Right? And how the sentences should be? Same, imaginary, unreal, hypothetic conditions and their imaginary, unreal, hypothetic results. Right? For example, if you had told me about the meeting, I would have attended. Right? Now, the if clause is in past perfect. Sorry, if plus past perfect. If you had told me, past perfect, had told, right? Would have plus past participle. Would have attended. Attended is the past participle, ed form of the verb, isn't it? Second one. If I would have stayed at the university, I would have completed my master degree. If I would have stayed, past perfect, would have plus past participle, again, would have completed. Satisfying the condition? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So, if clause is in past perfect, main clause is taking the form of would have plus past participle, it is my third if conditional. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The most easy of all the conditionals to understand is mixed conditional. Here it is very easy to understand what it is. If clause is in past perfect, then main clause will be in would plus infinitive form. If I had looked at the map, we wouldn't be lost. If I had worked hard at school, I would have a better job now. Now these are the situations which are dealing with the past and something that you cannot change now. It is impossible situation, isn't it? You cannot change something now. If I had looked at the map, we wouldn't be lost. That means you did not look at the map and that is why you are lost now. If I had worked hard at the school, I would have a better job now. Something had happened in the past which is giving me result now and I cannot alter that past, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? That is mixed conditional. If past perfect, satisfying, would plus infinitive, would have a better job now. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the 5 if conditionals. I suggest you all to write them down as I have written it here, so that it is easy for you all to refer when you are doing the exercises in the textbook. Clear? Now, those who are taking screenshots, like most of you all do, taking the screenshot? Yes or no? Did you all take this?
Writing, ma'am.
Writing? My God. Good.
Yes, ma'am. We will write. No, ma'am.